So moving to weather, Aon's latest impact forecasting report found that the severe weather in the U.S. in March is likely to result in $1 billion in insured losses. And it's not even hurricane season yet. With these extreme weather losses becoming more common and little historic data to guide the actuarial function, how much more do you see insurers turning to AI? And is AI their only hope against catastrophic claims?
Well, I think, Abby, insurance is all about pattern recognition and predictions, and I think the industry is struggling right now with the disruption to those patterns. Whether you look at what's happening with weather, or you look at what's happened with pandemics, you look at what's happening with cyber risk, right? And the disruptions of those patterns puts a much, much higher bar on what has to happen now with the statistics or the analytics of what's happening. So I think insurers will use every available tool that's out there to try to up the game on what can we do around analytics, what can we do around the predictions here. And I have no doubt that AI will play a role in that. Every single tool will. So I do think the industry is facing a real uptake in the complexity and the sophistication of analytics that are being put in place to look at loss patterns, to look at loss reserving, because it's an existential risk. If we don't actually find a way to better predict these losses, the blanket increase on capital reserves required to write the business is just too much for the insurers to take. And what will happen is, for a fixed amount of capital, insurers will have to scale back the amount of policies or amount of premium they can write, which is a very difficult thing to do, to walk away from revenue because you don't have the capital base to put up for it. So I would absolutely expect AI and every other possible tool to be put in place to get to that sophistication that prevents that step back from revenue outcome.
So Kenneth, always great to talk to you and hear what's going on in the industry. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for the time, Abby.